All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're hopping into it. Game number 1 from the winners semifinals for the Latin American WCS Shanghai Qualifier. I forgot to run the ads. God damn it. All right, well, this is why I'm not the one playing StarCraft right now. This is why I'm the one talking about other people playing StarCraft well, because imagine if running advertisements was like making workers. I would have missed so many workers by now. Spawning down here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we have the Brazilian Zerg player in blue, representing Team Try Again. Give it up for Erik. Actually, this is the Red Wolves clan. I wonder if Aligulak isn't updated. But yeah, I think it's Team Red Wolves. And spawning up here in the top right-hand corner of the map, we have the red Zerg player once again, representing Team Mexico. Give it up for Cham. All right. ZvZ, ladies and gentlemen, Leralite across a very, very big map. A map that you don't tend to see a lot of earlier pools and aggression on, but we have I mean, it's not a crazy early pool, I don't think. I think this is, you know, just like a pool first with, or sorry, a gas then pool. I don't think it was like 12 pool or 13, 12 or anything. I may be a little bit wrong on this. Pretty sure it wasn't though. Cham gonna come in over here and scout out this nice and early pool though, and is gonna say, okay, I went for the hatch first. Maybe you just have to play a little bit safer on the safer side, but it is cross spawn position, so he's gonna have more than enough time to deal with any sort of Zergans that make their way across the map to try and be a little bit aggressive. In fact, I don't think Erik's looking to be hyper aggressive. You can see he's still droning up behind all this. He's just getting up a nice and early Zergling speed. He's gonna be prepared for the later stages of the game, and by having a nice little advantage in terms of that Zergling speed timing, he may be able to find a nice opportunity later on. But fast Roach Warren coming down over here for Cham. Ooh, this is interesting. Now, I especially think this is an interesting decision because not only did he see, like, Erik is going for the faster Zergling speed compared to him, but Leralite Crest is such a wide open map that it is a bit difficult to cover your natural expansion, all the different ways that Zerglings can do big run-bys into your main base, into your natural expansion. It's really, really difficult, and Roaches do tend to struggle with that against Zerglings. That is one of the big things that Roaches aren't great against until you get them into bigger numbers. So it is a kind of interesting decision to me to see Cham going for that earlier Roach Warren. We'll see how it pays off, or if it comes back to bite him in the butt. Erik does scout out that Roach Warren, and of course Cham did scout out the earlier Zergling speed. So both of these players know what's going on. A couple of those Roaches going to be on their way, and we have a small number of Zerglings making their way out across the map, or onto the map, I should say, soon. A lot of this matchup, as far as I'm aware, has been very, very centered around the Roach Ravager play. So getting a nice lead in the Roaches is definitely very, very nice. And we actually do see Erik throwing down his own Roach Warren. Only pumps out a couple of Zerglings, maybe just a little bit for map control, and maybe just poking around. Maybe can try and kill off a drone here or there, get a scout off on potential lair timings and stuff, but not really overcommitting to any of these Zerglings. But we are going to be going into those Roach versus Roach wars, and having an earlier Roach Warren, it does mean that you can start Roach production a little bit earlier. Now, of course, Cham also got a slightly earlier natural expansion, and even getting an earlier third expansion. So in terms of economics of how many Roaches he can make, in terms of how much larvae he's going to have to make Roaches, definitely got to be favoring Cham a little bit over here. He's sitting up a bit in supply, and it kind of makes sense where that's coming from. Even getting a bit further ahead on that worker count. Lair attack is going up for both these players around the same time though, so we're kind of at this weird situation where army supply, worker supply, like Cham just seems to be ahead, even his how fast he's getting his expansion, and I can't really pinpoint a lot of ways that Erik is ahead. He's getting up his +1 missile attacks. That is definitely one way he is a bit further ahead, but it's not a really, really massive thing. Unless it gets taken to the really, really later stages of the game, and he can use that +1 missile attacks to override any kind of Roach disadvantage he ends up being at. Zergling's coming in over here, and I think that Erik is aware of the fact that the third expansion has been taken. Yeah, he is aware. He's just whittling away at those rocks as one of those Zerglings makes its way into the main base, sees the lair tech timing. Nothing super crazy coming out. Someone in the chat is calling... Rifkin is calling me Butt Dragon. I don't know why he's calling me Butt Dragon. That's a That's a very weird name to be calling me. But here we go. Erik moving his way across the map. This is a weird decision, I would say. He's going to be moving across the map. He's going to be getting to the other side of the map before his +1 missile attack finishes up. He may not realize that he's kind of at a roach disadvantage, but I will say what he had a disadvantage in roaches for before, he's now, I guess, like theoretically, like that larva should have gone into more roaches. But look at this. There's a massive 15 worker lead right now for Cham. He's getting even further ahead, and the roach count is not significantly higher for Erik. He's sitting up 9 roaches to 5, and with some queens, with some zerglings and roaches defensively popping out. I feel like Cham should be able to defend this. He's going to be taking some losses for sure, of course, but I mean, this isn't going to be an undefendable situation. Some of the workers starting to fall. 4 workers falling so far. Oh, GG. Erik taking the game.